Oh, son. HDTV don't mean that much to me, but I got higher definition in my reality.
Boy, them new renovations they did at Cajun Field in Lafayette, Louisiana are beautiful. Speaking of beautiful, I got the fam with me today, and we cooking up jambalaya for all these hungry fans. This was the first time I cooked in this pot since I smoothed it out with my angle grinder. I was really excited to drop some oil in here. First things first, get this pot heated up. We had to get things lit for them Louisiana Ragin Cajuns. So I got some cooking oil in this pot. The cooking oil helps distribute heat evenly. As long as you wipe it down throughout the entire pot, it also gives you a little bit of a non-stick layer before you render all the fats from your meat. So I'm starting out here with 20 pounds of Boston butt pork. This is my 20-gallon pot, so I go with a 20-20-20 ratio of the meats I use. I spread it out in the beginning at the bottom of the pot and let it sit for about 5 minutes before I toss it around. We were over in Cajun Village, outside the stadium, cooking it up. And this is where things popped off. So now that the meat is sat for a few minutes, I can go ahead and toss it around, and it'll release from the pot a little easier than if I had just went hacking at it right away. And let me tell you, right away, I could tell that this thing was smooth. My gosh, it was a night and day difference. My paddle would just glide across the bottom. I even let my wife try. You could tell by the expression on her face. It was awesome. Yeah, it was so cool. I've been wanting a slick pot for a long time, and it took a lot of work to do this, but I was very pleased. So I'm cooking this pork down for quite a while here. What I want to do is render the fat and also evaporate a lot of moisture from the pork. So you'll see some pink, it'll be a light color, and it'll start to brown up more and more. But as you look at the bottom, you'll still see some moisture there at the bottom. I just got to keep cooking that until I see fats and also see some browning forming around the sides of the pot. And if you look right here, you can see just that. Things are starting to brown up along the bottoms, and there's a little bit of fat there, but not any moisture. So now I can go ahead and add 20 pounds of boneless chicken thighs. I already got some here in the pot, and I'm just adding the rest of it. If you notice, what I try to do is move the pork to one side, so that way I can drop the chicken in on the other side. And then I'll spread it around so much of the chicken can hit the pot, and then I'll even take the pork and push that over the top of the chicken. Now I can cook down the chicken, and we can season it up. Yes, indeed. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, for these big events, I got that mild heat Pi-YAHHHH seasoning. And so I just add accordingly, probably about a third of the can here. And then I'll get that tossed around so all this chicken can touch that Pi-YAHHHH seasoning. So the idea here is just to cook this down until we no longer see any pink in the chicken. And then we will remove all of this meat and then cook our sausage down and all that chicken and pork fat and just add another depth and layer of flavor to this pot. Whoa! Don't try that one, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so now I'm removing all the chicken and pork from the pot and putting it into another pot off to the side. I got this giant scooper that has some holes in it so that way all this pork fat and chicken fat falls through. And then I'll add 20 pounds of smoked sausage. So just like I did before, I'm going to spread the sausage out evenly and then let it sit for a little bit before I go scooping at it. This allows the sausage to kind of sear up a little bit, and then I can toss it around and let the rest of the sausage also brown down in all that pork and chicken fat. After browning up the sausage for about 10 to 15 minutes, I then once again take my scooper, remove the sausage, and put it into the pot off to the side. And then we'll be left with this beautiful layer of flavor at the bottom of this pot, and we'll also see a lot of the grat that has formed on the bottom, which is all them browned up fats you see. And we will go ahead and cook down our vegetables. First, I'm dropping in 40 diced up yellow onions. I had 2 big bags there all chopped up, and we got them in there all along the bottom of this pot. Next was 2 whole stalks of celery that has been chopped up, and then 20 green bell peppers that have been chopped up. From here, I take these vegetables and move them up the side walls, and then I'll let all of this sit for about 5 minutes, and then I'll start scooping at the bottom here, and you'll see brown bits coming up, even changing colors there. Looks beautiful. Now don't be alarmed by them brown bits. It's nothing burnt or not big chunks you're gonna have in your jambalaya. All of that's actually gonna cook down and melt into these vegetables, bringing about great color. Even Miss Ninja had to get back on that smooth pot once again. So in the beginning here, we cooking these vegetables down for roughly 20 minutes, just to let them soften up a bit, and then we add Pi-YAHHHH seasoning. Right here, I've got one 8.5 ounce container of my mild heat Pi-YAHHHH seasoning. As I continue to do these large cooking events, I'm more prone to use my mild heat seasoning. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings with my red can. You know what I'm saying? Next, I add two 3.75 ounce containers of beef bouillon powder. At least I tried to. These things were stubborn. Come on, man. Oh, brother, man, this was something else right here. I had to really get after it. Finally. All right, now 8 ounces of minced garlic. I know, some of y'all don't like this, but it is what it is, man. Nobody complains. There's still great flavor in this pot. Get over it. So now I toss this around just to get all these flavors married together, and then we add 6 ounces of hot sauce. Unfortunately, this is one without that little plastic cap on the tip, so I had to sit here forever and just let it leak out.
Thousands of tears later.
Whew, we made it. All right, so here we go. Cook this down. Look at these vegetables, man. They are looking beautiful. Once I've got everything super tender and browned down, we add back in all of the meat to this pot. And we got to be very careful when doing this. Whoo! Boy, look at that, man. That is going to be one meaty jambalaya. Oh, I got one. And this one we pour out for all the haters. 2 4-ounce bottles of browning sauce. I get that you hate it, and I don't care. I bring a little life to this jambalaya the way I do it. Like I say.
Why are you mad?
You do you. From here, I grab my paddle and get things tossing around. All that meat and vegetables, all those flavors just coming together and just looking mighty fine, boy. Look at this right here. Whoo, man, that is some goodness right there. From here, me and my little ninjets pour in 8 32-ounce containers of chicken stock. And once we got that in, I toss in 20 chopped up bunches of green onions. Then I'll take my paddle and toss this around and get them green onions blended into all this meat and vegetable. From here, we once again throw in 8 containers of chicken stock, and once those are empty, we throw in another 8 containers of chicken stock. And when that's done, we cheers. As soon as I start to see some slight bubbling, that's when I add my rice. So right here I got one 10-pound bag of rice. And once I have completely emptied out this bag, I will then add another 10-pound bag of rice. From here I will gently fold the rice in, and I have to be very careful. There's no room for error here. You will even see as I move this around some bubbling kind of coming up to the surface because there is a low boil forming at the bottom of the pot. So I just kind of get things moved around so that way this rice can all expand really good throughout the pot. So I let that settle and look for a low boil on the sides of the pot. And once I see that, that's when I know it's time to cover this thing up. And then I will lower this thing to a very, very low setting and let it simmer for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, that's when it's time to do the first fluff. So we remove the lid here, and then we get along the sides and we cautiously lift up and fluff this thing. You have to be very cautious when you do this because sometimes there's still some liquid in there, and that boiling that's happening on the bottom can rise up very quickly once you start opening things up. So you start off very slow, and you probably really continue very slow, just fluffing that bottom rice to the top. So at this point, we turn our heat off, smooth things out, cover it up, and let it sit for another 20 minutes. After 20 minutes is up, We're going to go ahead and fluff this thing again. And as you will see, at this point, the rice has completely soaked up all that chicken stock. Look how beautiful this is. The rice is cooked perfectly. I mean, it's pretty much ready to serve at this point, but you just want to make sure you give it one more good fluff, bringing that bottom to the top. That way, if there was any rice on the top that needs to soak up a little bit more, it will be down there for a bit before you get to it. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. This jambalaya is ready. As soon as those people start rolling in, we start getting out them bowls and serving them up. And this is how the Ninja Fam gets down.
I'm dreaming of an Escalade, taking you on an escapade, worldwide from Paris to Rome. Then we turn around and scoot back home. Hold up just a little while, then we're gone again. You better call your pops and oops, grab the kids, cause we rolling. I ain't joking. Been a minute since your boy been token, but
Now look, when you born in South Louisiana, as soon as some teeth pop out, you eating some Cajun food. This little one was tearing it up. And from what I heard, they weren't too happy once that bowl was empty. Unfortunately, little one, the pot was empty too. So it's time to head to the game. And let me tell you, the new renovations at Cajun Field are incredible. If you get a chance to go to a game, go check it out. Buy that ticket and do the experience. I tell you what, man, we were pumped. Just seeing everything was amazing. It's really awesome for the community. I think this is a great thing for Lafayette, Louisiana.
mean that much to me, 'cause I got higher definition in my reality. What's up?